Yeah, so welcome back everyone. Let's start. Here's my pen. So, the topic for today. So, currently it's 7th April. I'll start. Today is Monday. Yeah, so it's working. So, how will we start today? Let us start by sharing our screen. Now, we'll open OneDrive. Let us see if it's a markdown document or not that we need right now. Nope. There is a feature for this to take notes. Hmm. Here it is. Oh, how can I write here? So I will start with this now. So let us start with single So what I'll do is so I'll tell you the things that I'll focus on. So first I'll clip this part. So here from now on I'll start speaking and taking this stream seriously. So the things I'll do is I'll first do again. I'll share my screen again and I'll add a new note. And in this note, what I'll add is 2 weeks planner, 7th April to 21st April. Hmm. 1 week, 2 week. Perfect. So what I'll start do is first is night face wash and brush. Second is daily night stream. The third thing is book read 15 to 20 minutes. Workout. Fifth thing is thank you guys. That is all for today. Let's end the stream. This is a quick stream, but we are ending it. First, let me just read some pages of a book. Let's see which book to pick, which book to pick, which book to pick. Maybe this one. The Almanac of Naval Ravikant. So we'll read this book a bit. Let's see. Let's see. We'll read the judgment part for this. I've already read some of this. Yeah. Collect mental models. During decision making, the brain is a memory prediction machine. A lousy way to do memory prediction is X happened in the past before, therefore, X will happen in the future. It's too based on specific circumstances. What you want is principles. You want mental models. The best mental models I found came through evolution, game theory, and Charlie Munger. Charlie Munger is a Warren Buffett's partner, a very good investor. He has tons and tons of great mental models. Author and trader Nassim Taleb has great mental models. Benjamin Franklin had great mental models. I basically load my head full of mental models. I use my tweet and other people's tweets as maxims that help compress my own learnings and recall them. The brain space is finite. You have finite neurons, so you can almost think of these as pointers, addresses, and mnemonics to help you remember deep seated principles where you have the underlying experience to back it up. If you don't have the underlying experience, then it just reads like a collection of quotes. It's cool, it's inspirational for a moment. Maybe you'll make a nice poster out of it, but then you forget it and move on. Mental models are really just compact ways for you to recall your own knowledge. Evolution. I think a lot of modern society can be explained through evolution. One theory is civilization exists to answer the question of who gets to mate. If you look around from a purely sexual selection perspective, sperm is abundant and eggs are scarce. It's an allocation problem. Literally, all of the works of mankind and womankind can be traced down to people trying to solve this problem. Evolution, thermodynamics, information technology, complexity have explanatory and predictive power in many aspects of life. Inversion. I don't believe I have ability to say what is going to work. Rather, I try to eliminate what's not going to work. I think being successful is just about not making mistakes. It's not about having correct judgment. It's about avoiding incorrect judgments. Complexity theory. I was really into complexity theory back in the mid 90s. The more I got into it, the more I understand the limits of our knowledge and limits of our prediction capability. Complexity has been super helpful to me. It has helped me come to a system that operates in the face of ignorance. I believe we are fundamentally ignorant and very, very bad at predicting the future. Economics. Microeconomics and game theory are fundamental. I don't think you can be successful in business or even navigate most of our modern capitalistic society without an extremely good understanding of supply and demand, labor versus capital, game theory, and those kind of things. Ignore the noise, the market will decide. Principal agent problem. To me, the principal agent problem is the single most fundamental problem of microeconomics. If you don't understand the principal agent problem, you will not know how to navigate your way through the world. It is important if you want to build a successful company or to be successful in your dealings. It's a very simple concept. Julius Caesar famously said, if you want it done, then go. If not, then send. What he meant was if you want to get it done right, then you have to go yourself and do it. When you are the principal, then you are the owner. You care. You do and you will do a great job. When you are the agent, you are doing it on someone else's behalf. You can do a bad job, you just don't care. You optimize yourself rather than for principal's assets. The smaller the company, the more everyone feels like principal. The less you feel like an agent, the better the job you are going to do. The closer you can tie someone's compensation to the exact value they are creating, the more they turn into the principal and less they turn them into an agent. I think at core fundamental level, we understand this. We're attracted to principles and we're all bound with principles, but the media and modern society spend a lot of time brainwashing you about needing an agent being important, and the agent being knowledgeable. Compound interest. Compound interest, most of you should know it in finance context. But if you don't, crack open a microeconomic textbook. It's worth reading about microeconomic textbook from start to finish. Uh, an example of compound interest, let's say you are earning 10% a year on your $1. The first year you make 10% and you end up with $1.1. The next year you end up with 1.21. The next year 1.33. It keeps adding it onto itself. You're compounding at 30%. If you're compounding at 30% per year for 30 years, you don't end up with 20, 30 times your amount. You'll end up with thousands of times your money. In the intellectual domain, compound interest rules. When you look at a business with 100 users growing at a compound rate of 20% per month, it can very, very quickly stack up having millions of users. Sometimes even the founders of these companies are surprised by how large the business scales. Basic math. I think basic maths is really underrated. If you're going to make money, if you're going to invest money, your basic maths should be really good. You don't need to learn geometry, trigonometry, calculus, or any other complicated stuff if you're going into business. But you want arithmetic, probability, and stats. Those are extremely important. Crack open a basic maths book and make sure you're really good at multiplying, dividing, compounding, probability, and statistics. Black swans. There's a new branch of probability statistics which is really about tail events. Black swans are extreme probabilities. Again, I have refer I have to refer back to Nassim Taleb, who I think is one of the greatest philosopher scientists of our times. He he's really done a lot of pioneering work on this. Yeah, so that's it for today. Let's end the stream. Bye, guys.